Welcome to Fake Love and Flying Monkeys, the podcast where fake love is exposed. I'm Nova Gibson and I am your host. I'm the principal counsellor at Brighter Outlook Narcissistic Abuse Counselling.com.au. This space is dedicated to helping you reclaim your worth and understand the impact of toxic relationships with suspected narcissists. You deserve clarity, healing, and freedom from the pain of fake love and flying monkeys. So please leave a review and grab a copy of my book, Fake Love, Understanding and Healing from Narcissistic Abuse. Let's uncover the truth and take back your power. Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Fake Love and Flying Monkeys. So you were discarded by a narcissist and they didn't just leave, they destroyed you. They tore you apart emotionally, possibly financially, sometimes even publicly, totally humiliating you. And if you're sitting there wondering, why did they have to make it so horrible? Couldn't they just leave like a normal person? Let me tell you this. No, they couldn't just leave like a normal person because narcissists do not just walk away. They obliterate. They need to discard you in the most horrific, painful way possible. Let's talk about why. Well, to begin with, let's talk about, for those of you who are totally unfamiliar with this term, what is a narcissistic discard? Well, in healthy relationships, breakups can be painful, but they come with a degree of closure, accountability, maybe even some kindness. In narcissistic relationships, the discard phase is brutal. The narcissist will often leave suddenly and without any explanation whatsoever. They will blame everything on you. They will move on immediately and often with someone that you knew or someone you know. They will turn people against you. They will pretend you never existed, all while you're left breathless, confused, and questioning your entire reality. Does this sound familiar? Okay, well, let's dive into why they do it that way and why it's actually never, ever about you not being good enough. Well, firstly, because they need to win. Narcissists do not do equal. They do not do mutual, and they definitely don't do conscious uncoupling. To them, someone has to lose, and it sure as hell is not going to be them. So instead of breaking up maturely, they will start a fight, paint you as the problem. They'll smear your name to justify their exit. If you don't remember, think back to how the abuse escalated towards the end so you would react, and that would make it acceptable in the eyes of the public because they found someone to help them get through the crazy-making behavior of their crazy ex, which is now you. They will abandon you at your lowest so that you cannot recover. They will tell you that they love you more than anyone else in the world on a Tuesday and then ghost you on the Friday, perhaps after draining your savings and moving in with the person they told you was just a friend. They'll tell everyone else that you were controlling, and then you find out that perhaps via Facebook that they're actually in Bali with the new target. They've got to win, and you have to be the villain when they discard you. Secondly, because your pain feeds their ego. So sadistic. It's sick, I know, but for some narcissists, your suffering validates their power. Actually, not some, all of them. You're crying, proof that they matter. You begging, that's fuel, narcissistic supply. you crumbling, that's them saying, hey, look what I can do. They don't seek peace. They seek dominance. They want to be the last thing that breaks you. A horrific example from one of my beautiful clients who came to see me in their narcissistic abuse recovery this week was that their narcissistic ex dumped them right after her mother's funeral. He said, you're too much of a downer. You're too controlling. I need someone more fun. Right after her mother just died and she laid her to rest, he waited for the moment that she was at her absolute lowest and then kicked her in the guts while she was down. And if they're going to be the victim and you're going to be the villain, they need a good story to tell everyone. They don't want to be seen as the bad guy, so they have to create chaos and drama during the discard to paint you as unstable, abusive, or obsessed, crazy. They will absolutely push you to your limit until you snap. That's the abuse escalating. They will even record your breakdowns, get that video out while hiding their abuse. They'll monitor their own behavior and then they'll tell mutual friends that you're crazy. That way, they walk away looking calm, rational, and wronged by, once again, the crazy ex that they are so lucky to be able to have escaped from. This is an example that I heard from one of my lovely male clients this week who said that he was discarded after a number of years and his narcissistic female partner accused him of being emotionally abusive when that's actually who she was. After she had drained all of his accounts, cheated, and just emotionally tormented him. She got ahead of the story, though, and she told everyone before she left that he was starting to act irrationally and that she didn't know what was wrong with him. And after she discarded him, he spent months trying to clear his name. And of course, because they already have new supply, that next victim was already lined up. Narcissists don't leave normally until there's a replacement waiting in the wings, someone they were actually grooming, love bombing while the abuse was escalating for you. They'll start grooming this new supply while they're still in that official relationship with you. By the time you're discarded, they're mentally checked out. They have rewritten your history and they've convinced the new person, the new soulmate, that you were the problem and they will flaunt it. A very painful example of this was told to me a while ago by one of my clients where she actually found out that she was discarded painfully because her narcissistic husband posted a picture of himself and a new woman at the same restaurant where he proposed to her. And the caption was, "Finally found real love." Imagine finding out that they're with their new love while you're still thinking that you are the love of their life. Guys, that's not an accident. That's a missile. Discarding you in the most horrific way possible is also about punishing you for seeing through them. You saw the person behind the mask. You saw the truth. You saw the cracks. Maybe you started trying to set some boundaries. Maybe you stopped fawning. Maybe you just simply grew. And you not reacting to them in the way that you used to, that makes them rage because it makes them realize that they don't have complete control over you anymore. And they want to punish you for no longer being easy to manipulate. So they make the discard painful enough to destroy your spirit. They also want to be implanted in your brain for years to come. They will discard you at Christmas time, on your birthday, when you're sick, when your mother has just died. Because when the anniversary rolls around of that time, who are you going to be thinking about? If it was your mother that died, when the anniversary of their death or their funeral comes around, are you going to be thinking of all the loving memories that you shared with loved ones and all your memories with her? Or are you going to be thinking about the pain that you were conditioned to pair together with that date and time? They also need to make it absolutely destroy you emotionally because they want you to chase them. You're confused. You've got no closure. You want answers like any normal human being, and they anticipate that. The cruelty is not just about punishment, though. It's bait. They want you to blow up their phone. They want you to send all these emotional texts trying to get closure, because the more you chase, the more powerful they sadistically feel. And later, when they get bored with the new supply, they might even circle back to you. They need to know the door is open. A classic example that I hear all the time from my clients is that they will do something like block you and then post some random cryptic, vague Instagram quote like, "Some people just don't know how to love properly," with this sad face emoji. And a week later, they text you with something like, "Thinking of you, hope you're okay." And these mixed messages, not only do they mess with your mind in the biggest mind FUCK possible, they totally confuse you. You have no idea which words, which actions are real, and what did they mean by the other ones. And those mixed messages, well, they keep you hooked. There's also the fact that they feel nothing, and that terrifies you. The total mind FUCK, they can just walk away like nothing happened. It's just another Tuesday to them, but your whole world has crumbled. While you can't sleep, you can't eat, and you're sometimes even losing your hair. They're out partying. They're posting happy snaps on social media. Friends are telling you that they're seeing their profile on dating apps. And that type of coldness just feels inhuman. And that's part of the trauma, because love doesn't just disappear like that, right? And that's because, hence the title of my book, Fake Love, their love, in inverted commas, is fake. For narcissists, it's not love. It's about control. An example of this type of sadistic torture would be perhaps that you're dumped after a 10-year marriage and you just get a text that reads, "I need to do what's best for me. Please respect that." And then they move in with a new person that weekend. And then when you cry on the phone, not understanding why they're doing this to you, they tell you that you're being manipulative. And oh my goodness, you just can't understand the inhumanity of someone who could do this to you. The discard is always painful, guys. The discard is the true reveal of who you have been in a relationship with. When the discard happens, you finally see the narcissist for their true self. No empathy, no regret, and certainly no closure for you. And that's because it was never, painfully, it was never about love. It was about what you could do for them. And once you were too drained to give any more because they had abused you so much, then you're no longer useful. And when something's broken or it's no longer useful to us, we throw it away and we get another one. Well, narcissists do that with human beings. So to end, let me tell you what the discard doesn't mean. It doesn't mean that you were worthless, you were too much, or that you deserved it in any way. It means that you were manipulated, you were taken advantage of, you had your kindness, your empathy used as a weapon against you. You were loyal, you were human, and they exploited that on purpose. Please know, guys, that narcissists do not discard you because you were too hard to love. They discard you when they know that you're seeing them clearly. You're asking for respect and you're becoming harder to control. The discard is not the end of your worth. It is not an indication of your worth. It's the start, believe it or not, of your healing. But it's going to be a journey, guys. You are not garbage. You are not unlovable. You are not broken. They lied to you. You are lovable, and you were simply a target because you were good, kind, and loyal, and they wanted that energy until they didn't. So now, choose you. Reclaim your peace, guys. You tell your story and you heal loudly, because while narcissists discard like absolute cowards, survivors rise like warriors. And believe me, your comeback, that will be your closure. And that brings us to the end of another Fake Love and Flying Monkeys episode. Yes, guys, the discard is always going to be horrific. They need for you to be thinking about them and wondering what you did wrong and how they can just be moving on like you never existed. So I know that pain is real, but please believe me, there is light after the tunnel. If you would like to have a one-on-one Zoom counseling session with me to heal after your discard, or for anything else that you are needing help or support with in your narcissistic abuse healing journey, just see my website link for online counseling in the description, where you'll also find a copy of my best-selling book, Fake Love, which will also be your Bible to help you with concrete strategies to escape and or heal. On that note, guys, it's bye from me for now. Please remember, until tomorrow's episode, that you are worthy of love and you are worthy of so much more than a lifetime of fake love and flying monkeys.